We are building a tiny house in our backyard for my mom, and we are so excited. Okay, so quick backstory. For those of you that have been here that have followed along, you know that my mom moved in 8 months ago with her dog Buttercup, and it has been a process. It has been 8 months and 6 days since they moved in. As of the recording of this video, today is Thursday, August 21st, and I am finally able to share kind of like our plan as we move forward. Things are not finished, obviously, but it's time that I can share because we are approved and everything is a go, and it's so exciting. So I filmed this intro back in January, and the footage was real wobbly because I was holding it, and I just like, I can't do that to y'all. You'll be seasick by the time you're done watching it. So I am re-recording this right now, and then I'll go back in and I'll show you the footage that I've recorded over the last 8 months. Although I didn't get as much footage as I wanted, I did get some along the way, but most of the things happening just weren't something I could record, so I did record as we went along. It was a very, very frustrating and daunting experience. We had no idea the obstacles that would be put in our way, but we just trusted God for His timing, that everything would work out. And honestly, we're still in the midst of it, and we're still trusting that everything is going to work out. But I feel confident in sharing this, that things are going to work out. So back in January, my mom sold her house, so I'll show you some footage of that day. So the plan for several years for her and me and my siblings has been to get my mom's house ready to sell when she was comfortable, get her moved into my backyard in a tiny house. But of course, there are so many things that you have to do to get that to happen. So about a year before we sold the house, we started, well, about a year and a half before we sold the house, we started to really get serious, talking to her, getting her comfortable with the idea, finding out what she wanted, what everybody wanted, how it was going to work out best. She has MS. She's very disabled. Living on her own was becoming more and more of a challenge for her, for us. She lived about 15 to 20 minutes away from any of us, the closest one, so it was just not a good situation. She lived in a big house, 4 bedrooms, a full basement. It was way too much house for her to take care of, way too much house for her to maintain. It was aging, it was needing a lot of work. So ultimately, we were all in agreement that it was time for her to downsize, and this has been a dream of hers. So don't think that we put her in a tiny house against her will, that she's not going to be happy. She is 100% for this. When we were children, her dream was to get an RV, and with 5 kids, live in an RV and move to Alaska and live in the woods. It was her dream. She says the tinier the better. We've actually had to talk her into having it a little bit bigger because she wanted it even smaller. So what we've done along the way is we've had to get our land, what's it called? A deed of vacation, because we actually had 4 plots. We had to dissolve that into one. That took forever. We had to get a survey of our property, which took forever. We had to get multiple permits, which took not as long as the other things, but we had to get the plans drawn up. We had to talk with the draftsman, figure out all the things. We did personally design the house so that everything will be perfect for her, exactly what she wants, exactly what she needs. And of course, had to all be within code for our city, in our area. Everything had to, fall in line with that. So we did have to change things. Our initial plans were different than it's going to be, but we just had to adapt as we went along. So originally we moved my mom out of her house in December, put her house up for sale. It sold immediately. We got over asking. It was amazing, amazing. We were so excited, thinking, oh, this is going to be a quick process. But no. But the original thought was my mom was going to move into an RV in my driveway and live there temporarily while her house was being constructed. But we didn't really research that, and we realized right before that you are actually not allowed to do that within our city. You can in the county, which is just right down the road, but you cannot in the city. So that was off the table. So she had to move in with me unexpectedly, her and her very rambunctious puppy. So it has been a huge challenge for her, for us. It's just been a lot of growing this year. I'm telling you, I have grown a lot this year, and I know she has, and we are just so excited for her to have her own space again. She is 72 years old, and she is just really wanting her own space. I don't blame her. So she is going to be moving as soon as the house is built. So I'm going to take you back in time, and I'm going to show you the process as we go along, and then I'll catch back up with you. We are here for the closing. So yeah, today's the day, January 22nd. She is closing on her new house, on her old house, and onto new chapters. Yes. We'll send Angela a little video. So Mom and I are celebrating with lunch at Olive Garden, her favorite. So it's bittersweet. Mom has shed a few tears because, you know, change is change, but it's on to bigger and better things. She's actually happy, you know, mixed with sadness because she loves her home, but her new home is going to be everything she needs, and she's going to love it.
As long as I have my family and my dog.
That's right. She says, as long as she has her family and her dog. That's and you know Jesus. So that's all you need, right? All right. It is February 13th. And I am on my way. Marion and I are actually going to go get some paperwork signed by a notary, and then we're going to go take this downtown to our city hall, and we have to get our property. We had to contact a lawyer, a real estate lawyer, and get, like, our property is in 4 sections, and we have to get all the lines dissolved except the main line, so it's 1 property rather than 4 different properties. I don't know why we had to do that, but they sent this paperwork. Then we went and got it notarized, and then realized that there was a typo. So then it took them a week to resend it. And then this morning, as I was getting ready to go, realized my name was spelled wrong, and I got it notarized, and my name was spelled wrong. So we just got the correct one. So now we're going back to get it notarized, and then I'm going to take it downtown. Hopefully, no more hang-ups. It's going to take them a week. So we have to pay $75, and they like dissolve the lines. I don't know. This might be because our house is so old. It's what they did when they built it. I'm not sure, but that's the process we're having to go through. And then once we get that, they're going to give us like our exact property lines. And because we need to know the property lines, because there's rules about how far from the back and the side an ADU can be. So we can't really move forward with plans, getting plans drawn up, or just purchasing a pre-made ADU until we know exactly our property lines and exactly where we can put it, and it's a lot. So that is the next step. That's where we're headed now. All right, we got the paper notarized. I am downtown at City Hall. I found a parking spot, but it's crazy. So God answered my prayer. I was like, please help me to find a close spot, and I'm right across the street. All right, we are in the car. It is February 14th today. March 14th. I don't know when I last vlogged when I was going downtown taking the paperwork, but this is now the 3rd time that we're going to get this paper notarized, and we have to take it back downtown. I don't know why they make corrections. They said that it was approved, but we still have to do this again. I'm not really sure. And then when we take it downtown again, they're going to file it, and then it has to be filed at the circuit court. So I have to take it over there, but I don't know if I can do that today or if I have to do that another day. I don't know. We're just kind of not sure. So today we're going actually to the lawyer's office, and I'm hopefully going to get some answers, like ask them, because I heard that they would take it or I could take it. I'm not sure, so hopefully I can talk to them. And then my sister's working on finding a surveyor to come survey the land. That's the next step, and then we can move forward. That's like the big next step, is once we know where our property lines are, once we know where you can put it on your property, then we'll know what size we can get, if we can order, or if we have to build, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're doing now, going again to get this paper notarized. All right, we got our deed of vacation to take downtown now. It's been approved. We just have to file it. We have to have another paper notarized, and then we have to file it with the clerk's office, and then we'll see from there what we have to do. All right, it is April 8th. Nothing has happened. Really nothing has happened until today. So today we actually have the surveyors out. They're here right now, marking our property lines. I feel bad they're having to go back in the bushes in the back, but I know this is what they do. So once that is done, they're going to mark all 4 corners and then along the sides, and then we will know. I don't know how long that's going to take for the city. He said that the counties are worse about getting all that, like, I don't know, that once they find out your property lines, and they have to like file everything with the city, and then they have to do their part. So he says it's quicker in the city. But he said one county close to us, they've been waiting 7 months for like the county to finish what they got to do. But I'm trusting God's timing. So, but April 8th, it's been almost 4 months, Mom. Almost 4 months. But, you know, God's got a plan, and we're trusting his timing. So they're out there marking the lines right now. So I guess when they're done, I'm going to go out there and see where our actual property lines are. We've lived here 21 years and never really known. And actually we see one out in the corner is way further over than we thought. So it's not the best shot, but they're out there in that corner. That's the corner that's giving them trouble. But over here, it's kind of like right there. So all this is ours, and then not really sure over there, but we'll find out. All right, so the surveyor is gone, and he's gonna have to come back and do this corner back here because he couldn't find it. So there's 4 corners obviously, and he was able to find the other 3. So it's way over there, and then on that side, and then way at the street you can see it's way over there. So looks like a couple feet into these bushes is where this line is, and our hope is that we can put Mom's house in this back corner. But we obviously have to get that corner for sure. We have to know exactly where it is, and the house has to come 30 feet from the back property lines, and then in 5 feet, I think. So the further back into this corner, the better for Mom and the better for us. And yeah, that's the plan. But of course, all of that could change. We'll have to see. So once he comes back, I don't know how long it will be. He said he has to get it to his draftsman and then talk to his supervisor. Then they'll come back and see if they can't find that line, and then we have to get like all these signatures from the city and stuff. So it's just a bunch of steps, like I've said. So I'll show you where the other lines are. Our lot is actually a lot bigger. We knew it was big, but it seems a lot bigger than like our neighbors' houses. And I know that, or we believe that our house was the first one built on this street. So maybe that's why, I don't know. So here's the back corner. He did find this pipe right here. So for sure this one, and it goes all the way to the front. So all of this is ours, and the plan is eventually we want to have a privacy fence, and we want to use this space. So yeah, that's in the future, and we really need to cut our grass. We had so much rain the last 2 days, it just shot up. One little thing checked off the list. I guess it's a big thing, but everything takes time. Y'all, guess what I am holding in my hands? Oh my gosh. Today is July 20th. We actually got these yesterday, so July 19th, the plans for the tiny house. In my hands, we have waited for these for so very long. They were drawn up by someone that my sister works for in California, so he sent them over to us. We had them printed off. We have our survey for our backyard. We also have the plans for the tiny house, so these are ready to be submitted to the city. We talked with the builder, and he is talking to the contractor to find out what all we need to submit with it. I think it's just a form we have to fill out online, and then we submit the plans, and who knows how long that's going to take. Everything's taking so long, but it's in God's timing, so I know that it's going to work out when he wants it to work out, when he's ready. But we have the plans. This is huge, so huge. Here we are 7 months into it, and we finally have them, but I'm going to show you what it looks like on the plans. I can't show you everything. It's a lot of personal information, but I can show you what the house is going to look like. Sorry, the washer's going, but anyway, plans are in hand. That is a huge, huge, huge hurdle that we've overcome, that we've waited so long for the survey and for this, and here we are, July 20th. So yeah, after that, then it's just a matter of getting the budget and the timeline and everything figured out, and then we start building, and I'm so excited, and I know my mom is so excited. So this is the back corner. She's going to have really tall windows along here, and then windows all up here to look out and see the trees. It's going to have a sloped roof, so this is the side and the back of the house. And this just gives you some more views. This is the back, and then this is the front. So the roof goes up like that. She's going to have her door, and then a window, and a window, and then one side is not going to have any windows. It's going to be just a wall. This is actually going to be the side where the sun beats down in the evenings, so it's going to be no windows on that side, and then the other side is going to have some nice big windows to just look out and enjoy the outdoors. So that's kind of like the 4 views of what it's going to look like. And it's showing them to Mom so she can
compress these so that they won't fall out.
Yeah.
Buttercup, you see your new house?
So excited.
You're so excited? You so excited?
Okay.
Marion has this board, and he put the plans on this so that she can like get a nice view of them. My cookies are done in the oven. Buttercup, you gonna look at your new house with Mama? Okay, I don't know what I last posted, but it is August 15th. And we are approved. We got approval.
Praise the
Praise
Lord.
Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Tomorrow is 8 months since Mom moved in.
Yes.
8 months.
We never thought.
And the approval, like from the city, basically it's been about a month, I think. It was about a month ago that we submitted everything, and then it was just like constant back and forth. Marion had to go downtown so many times, so many phone calls, so many emails. But hallelujah, he has to call the water company and see if we do need a separate like account for her little house. But they said they approved it, so that's what we want to hear.
The important thing.
Yep. So now we just are waiting for the builder to get back to us and tell us when he can start. Okay, so I left you on the 15th or 16th. I showed you we had the plans, or we got the permit. So we actually got the approval that day. We got the phone call, but then they said there was one other thing we needed to talk about. We needed to talk to the city about the water sewer line. Are we going to connect? Is she going to connect to ours? Is she going to have her own? And so they said we can't quite sign off until we know that. So now we yesterday got the approval. We paid the permit fee. We have the permit in hand. It's a piece of paper we have to actually post at the build site when they're building, and so it's very official. We are so excited. There were so many hurdles to overcome. We still have a lot to overcome because the construction hasn't even begun, but our builder is actually our neighbor. You've heard me talk about him many times. He's the one that redid all of our pipes, put our windows in, poured our cement slab. He's fixed our porch. He does a lot of stuff around here for us. Anytime we have a question about home improvements, he also did our laundry room. Marion will just text him, be like, hey, what do I do? Can you come fix this? He's amazing. He's quick. He's good. So he is going to be our builder. And we did go back and forth. Should we buy something and have it delivered? Or should we just build from scratch? And ultimately, after weighing all of the options, because delivering something would be quicker, but delivering would mean you have to find something that is going to be the right size for the right price, and then you have to have it delivered. Then you have to have a foundation of some sort. You have to have it set up. We would still have to dig for water, sewer, and electricity. So when it's all said and done, we're going to pay probably more than we would pay to just start from scratch, build something of our own. That is custom for my mom. So we decided to start from scratch. So we are building a tiny house, and I showed you the plans. It's going to be a 16 by 20 foot house, so 320 square feet roughly. It's going to have everything that she needs at her fingertips. It's going to be so easy. She can use her scooter in there. It's just going to be her little dream house, and we're so excited. So with the city's plans, originally, I'm going to take you out of my yard in a second and show you exactly where it's going to be, exactly how it's going to be set up, but we are hoping that within the next couple weeks, our builder is currently getting quotes on materials, so as soon as he gets back to us, he knows we want it quick. He says there won't be any delays. Hopefully, my hope is that within the next 1 to 2 months it's finished and she can move in. So, and is that wishful thinking? I don't know, maybe not. He acts like it won't be that long. So I'm going to take you along for the whole process. At the end of this process, I think I'm going to put everything into one shorter video from start to finish, just like the process of building a tiny house. But keep in mind that everywhere. It has different laws, different rules. Every state, every city, every neighborhood has different laws. So you do have to obviously contact your proper people to figure out what you need. But I'm going to take you and show you what our original plan was, and then I'm going to tell you what our plan is now, and then something really exciting coming up after the tiny house is built that I have been so excited about and wanting for years, and it's finally going to happen. So if you remember, several times this summer I've told you big plans happening in the backyard. This is what's happening. So we are so excited. I cannot tell you what a dream it is going to be to have my mom in my backyard. To know that she is right there. I can walk to her anytime. She's safe. I can literally make dinner, bring her meals. I can help her do laundry. I can clean her house. I can do all the things that she is not capable of doing. Buttercup, so many of you worried about Buttercup leaving. She was going to miss us. Guess what? She's going to be right here with us. She's going to be with my dogs. She's going to be with us. She can come in our house, my mom's house. She can play with the dogs. She's going to have the yard to run in. She's going to be so happy. This is her home, so she's actually not having to leave what she already knows. So it's going to be just so wonderful all the way around. All right, so we did get a survey. I showed you the survey. The land goes really far over. You can see Marion just mowed. So that is literally our property line. It goes all behind these trees, way up in that corner, and then along these trees. And you can see there is actually one of the markers that the surveyor put there. And so all of this land is ours, all of this is ours, and then all of this. We actually have a really big plot of land. It's not just what we have fenced in, so this is just our little fence for our dogs, but this is only part of the property. The property goes all the way over there. So originally our plan was, we thought we could put our little tiny house right here because it's kind of away, it's in the corner, she'd have her own space, and then we would have all this. But after talking with the city and finding out the rules and all the things that they required, we actually have to have the house 30 feet from the back line and 8 feet over from the side. So technically it could still go there, but all of our water, sewer, and electric is on this side of the house, and Marion didn't want to run it all the way through the yard over here just because of future plans. His dream is to have a built-in swimming pool, and he's like, what if, you know, and there's things that they have to dig around. He said I would prefer it to be on this side. So after figuring everything out, and of course my mom, her input, we decided that this little corner right here with the woods all around was going to be the perfect spot for her little house, and it's going to be in 30 feet and it's going to be over 8 feet. So the first thing that they're going to have to do is to take this old well cap off and fill it in with gravel, because we are going to have a cement foundation rather than just wheels, or like this one over here, it's got like posts. It's still going to have posts that's going to go in, but it's going to have a cement foundation, and it's going to go almost to the tree line, and then it comes all the way this way. It'll be 16 feet this way and then 20 feet that way. So it's kind of the fence line as well. Just kind of gives you a little visual, but it's a little bit bigger than that. But that's where her house will sit, and it will face that way. So we planned everything. We thought about everything. She's going to have beautiful windows all along the back, and it's going to have high windows up there so she can just see the woods. She's going to, most of her windows are going to be along this way so she sees the woods, and then she won't be, you know, necessarily seeing that as her view, although her house is going to face this way. But then that brings me to our next plans, and that is, once the house is completely finished, we are getting a privacy fence around our entire property in the backyard. So that is a dream come true. It is actually something that my mom wanted to gift us with. So she said many times, if you don't want it, I don't have to do it. I said, Mom, trust me, we want it. Trust me, that will be such a blessing. And it will give her the privacy that she's needing as well. So we will have a privacy fence built all around this. We still have to get that done. But that will be after everything is constructed, because we will have so many people and equipment and all that coming in and out. We don't want to obviously have a new fence that gets messed up. So once that house is built, we will have a privacy fence, and the plan is to separate yards, have Buttercup's yard over here, my dog's over here, but we may just let them all run together. I'm not sure, but I will be sharing more about the house when it's being constructed, hopefully within the next week or so. We'll get some more information. I don't know how long it takes to price and get quotes, but that is what the builder's doing right now. And as soon as he has all that figured out, there are things that can be done, like they can go ahead and start leveling the land and taking the well cap off, filling that in, pouring the foundation. There's a lot of things that can get done. So Mom and I are going to go pick out like her washing machine, her dishwasher, her refrigerator. She gets to pick out her cabinets. She gets to pick out paint colors and flooring and all those things. She's never had anything like that before. She did own her house before and had like, there were a lot of things that she got to do, but she's never got to like start from scratch. So it's really fun. She gets to even decide what the outside of it looks like, the colors and what kind of door she wants, and just everything that she wants. And so this is literally her little dream home. This is an absolute dream of hers to have a tiny house, and it's going to be so much more economical for her to be living here rather than in a big house that she can't really take care of. And God is just so great in how He provided for this, and her later years in life are just going to be so easy and comfortable, as it should be. My mom has raised 5 kids as a single mom, and about 50 years ago she got MS, and it's just been a struggle. Everything is difficult when you have MS and you have a severe disability. So having her close by is literally my dream come true. So she won't be in my house. She'll have her own space. I'll have my own space, but we're right next to each other. So it's going to be amazing. So just make sure that you follow along. Make sure you're subscribed, because hopefully coming up we'll have lots and lots of content, tiny house content. Also, the very next video that you see is going to be this weekend, when we actually take our fence down and make a much smaller fence so that we have room for all the workers and equipment and all that. We don't know when exactly it's going to start, but we're going to go ahead and get the fence taken down so that whenever they say, hey, we're going to start tomorrow, we'll be ready. So that will be in my next video. We're just going to take this little fence down and we're going to reuse it and just kind of make just a real small yard for the dogs, for Paisley. It won't be big, but it won't be long. And we'll have a nice big yard too. So anyway, hopefully this answers some questions for y'all and you're excited to come along for the process. We have not started building, so who knows how long that's going to take, and who knows what is going to happen that might challenge us. But you know what? At this point, we've made it this far. We're going to make it to the finish line. And it's going to be so worth it, because this is literally my dream come true, her dream come true. So we're excited. Hope you're excited to come along on this journey with us.